So let's do it. Hey guys, hello. So today we are going to see how to learn to sell commodities. So what we are going to see, I'm going to speak about my experience, how I learned how to sell commodity. Then I'm going to speak about the sales commodity bootcamp. So that was an event that I launched maybe 2 months ago, where I took 10 students and then we tried to take 10 students and where we try to sell commodities. I'm going to speak what happened during this experience. And then we are going to see what you learn from those experiences and how it can make you better at selling commodities. And finally, we will have a Q&A. So if you have questions, just write it in the chat, and then I will answer them at the end of this session. So it's going to be fast as always. Don't don't worry. So my experience, how did I learn to sell commodities? So basically, it started like this. So I went to see my boss. I was an operator back then. So an operator, the operator is a guy in charge of executing the physical contract. So basically, the trader makes a contract, a purchase contract, a sales contract, and then as the operator, you need to execute this contract. So book containers, trucks, make sure that the quality is okay, and so on. And then I went to see my boss, and I said, look, I want to be a trader. And she said, okay, Damien, big mouth. So she basically gave me like a stack, maybe this big of a business card. And I think that there was maybe like 500 business cards or something like this. And she said, this is all the card that I've got the last 5 years. So yeah, so see if there is like a client in this. I was like, okay. So let's do it. So this is basically what I did. So first of all, I sorted all the business cards by countries and so on. Some of them we already knew them in our company, and after that I just emailed them all. So I basically wrote, I don't know, something like 500 emails to each one of them to see if they were still interested in buying a product, what they were doing, and so on. And a lot of card was like really old, like more than 7 years old, something like this. So the email didn't really work anymore. The name of the company was unable to. I was unable to find them on the internet, and so on. So yeah, that was a complete mess. It took me maybe like, I don't know, a month, something like this, just to sort it through. I put everything in an Excel sheet and so on, and I then started to write a cold email, because a lot of them couldn't even remember who our company was, what we do, and so on. So this is how I started, by sending maybe like 500 cold email, and then I followed on the phone. Again, I was like, look, maybe the guy is not answering my email, but at least I will call him. So that was followed by 500 cold call. So I spent so much of my time doing this call. And finally, I made a sale out of this out of this box of cards. But my point is, like, I sent so many cold emails. It was cold because maybe they knew who we were, but most of them just didn't remember. And then I called them. I did the follow up and so on. So this is basically how I learned, by doing it. I mean, it took so much of my time, and I was an operator still at the time. So my boss said, "Look, you can do that, but on your spare time, first you need to execute the trade." So this is basically what happened. Then what I did is, like, I noticed that we had like there were like a specific product for West Africa that we were able to source a good quality at a good price. So then I focused on that, because I noticed that it was easier for me to make a sell. And so then I scrap Google, find companies on the West Africa, which is difficult because a lot of those companies at the time, they had no internet. It was impossible to know if it was a real company and so on. But I scrapped as well as I could, and then I called them. And I even made a sale without meeting the people. It was a factory in Ivory Coast. So but of course, we had to send like a sample. So we had to send a 25 kg bag as a sample. So from Switzerland to Ivory Coast. I mean, it costed us a lot of money. And by then, I think I was doing it for like, maybe that was my second year as a trader. So I knew a little bit better how to close a deal. So yeah, I was able to pull it off. But to be honest, I don't think that this could be, I would have been able to do so without all the cold calling and the cold emailing that I've done before that. So don't think that this is a norm. Usually you need to meet people. And also for us, it was a big risk, but quite mitigated. But anyway, so this is how I really learned how to send an email that people want to read and how to call and speak to people so then they want to buy from you. So that was by repetition, basically. And also, that was my boss. So my boss was a she. And it was extremely uncommon by then to have a boss, a female. But this is also as how I learned is like once I had someone that was interested, I could come up to her, explain to her the situation, and then she could say, "Oh, look, try to do this. Well, I don't think the guy is interested, blah blah blah." But I've never had like any formal training. Everything was just like, "Oh, maybe you should do this, you should do that." And she wasn't really the type of explaining like why she thinks this or that. I mean, she was extremely busy, so I had to imagine what was the reason of everything. That was my experience. Then the sales commodity bootcamp. So this is the bootcamp was a camp that I started like 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, even maybe more than that. And actually, the aim was to have students try to sell, but really sell. It was not like a fake. It was really selling to companies wood pellets. So here is a little sheet of wood. So this is basically those chips are used to warm homes, hotels, industries, and so on. So this is an alternative to gas, to coal. So we had, and this part is very interesting. So listen closely. We had 10 students that enrolled for the course. Out of that, 10 students had to be a member of the Shipping and Commodity Academy. But the course was free, so it was more a bootcamp. Out of them, the first thing that they had to do is they had to pick a place where they want to sell wood pellet, and wood pellet is quite interesting for this type of purpose of bootcamp, because there is a lot of buyers everywhere, small buyers, big buyers, and so on. So the value of the truck was like less than 10,000 euros. So this is an easy sell to make. Of course, when you need to sell a vessel for 10 million, it's not, it does not require the same risk and the skills. So the first assignation was to scrap in their region, in the region that they chose. I think I said like 30 or 50 leads that could be leads. So it was just spending time on Google, finding the right people, or at least having an ID, put it in my Excel sheet. And 8 students did that. So I think they all spent maybe 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, I don't know, in front of the computer, getting leads, quite easy. Then I made them cold email them. So I explained how to do a good cold email, and then 7 out of the 8 cold email their list. So that we did not have, a lot of attrition at that moment. Then we have the thing which was quite interesting. Of course, those email, I mean, nobody like really answer to a cold email. I mean, unless the commodity is extremely hot, but usually people don't care. So you need to do a follow-up by phone. And out of the 7 that did the email, the mailing, only 3 called all the guys. And of the 3 that called the guy, 2 went to see the buyers on the site, discussed with them, blah blah blah, had samples, blah blah blah. So it's just, I think it's quite interesting because it shows that the people that wanted to be in the sales committee bootcamp, they were already quite motivated, to do so and so on. And I didn't lie about what it was going to be about, but actually that really do the work and took the risk to call people. It's not really a risk; you just I understand that now people are afraid to call other people, but there is only like 30% that did that. Yeah, man, and I couldn't really understand why like so few people like just call them. So a lot of students said, "Oh, I don't have time," and so on, which I can understand. But I really think that one of the issues that they were just too afraid to call, too afraid. And basically, but and also I told them like, look, you can say whatever you want. I don't care. I mean, just even though I created a umbrella company, they all have emails out of this company and so on. Everything seemed legit, and actually, this is a legit company because I still handle not directly, but me directly, but my partner deal wood pallet. So everything was legit, but even like this, I don't know, people didn't call. So this is something that was quite surprising to me because I thought that more people would do it. But there is like some tension, or I don't know why, with calling strangers that I can't really. I mean, I don't understand. But when you call after like 5 people, I mean, the little feeling that you are when you are a bit afraid and so on, you don't want to say something stupid, but whatever, it just disappears because it just numbers. And you need to go through this process if you want to make a sale. So I don't know. So this is what happened. So this is quite showing that a lot of people maybe doesn't have the character trait, or maybe that was not the right time for them, but to do the work to close a deal. Yes, because at the end of the day, if you want to get better at selling, there is like no other way than to practice. And you need to practice on the phone or on a video call and so on, but the more you practice, the better you're going to get. So there is no like secret things that I can say, or like secret words that you should say to make it happen. It's just with over repetition, even if you are very, very bad, you will make a sale down the line. And that's pretty much it. So this is how I started, and this is how most of the people started to invest. And yeah, so this is what I wanted to say. So the secret to learn how to sell commodities is to try to sell commodities as much as possible. But I know that people don't want to hear that. They don't want to have like a pre-made solution or something like that. But there is not. Of course, I've created a small course about sales, how to sell commodity trading, how to sell in commodity trading. The course link is in the description below. And actually, in the course, it's 4 hours, I think. I describe a little bit more tricks, techniques, hacks that you can use to be better at selling. But again, you need to start doing the work, calling, speaking with people. So then you can use all those tricks and tactics. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to say today. It's been a while that I haven't done like any live. So now, if you have like any question, just shoot. I'm ready for you. So let me check. Hello, Amog. Hello. Arthur, hello, can you prepare a topic about DDP? What do you mean by a topic about DDP? So for those that don't know, DDP is a Incoterm, and this is the one with the least obligation on the buyers. So DDP means delivery duty paid. So that means that everything needs to be done by the sellers. So nothing has to be done by the buyers, basically, besides paying. So that means that you need to do the custom clearance, you need to bring the good where the buyer wants, you need to unload the good where the buyer wants, and so on. So usually DDP, you cannot really sell with those Incoterms if you don't have a legal entity in the country where you are selling, because there is a VAT involved. And most of the time there is VAT involved, and if you cannot get back the VAT, then I mean there is no way to do business. So yeah, but I don't know what you want me to say about DDP. DDP is like when you buy from Amazon or from Uber Eats or whatever, when people deliver stuff directly to your door, and that's it. But it also works with commodities. Do you advise to start exporting metals and minerals? Man, Edward, so those type of questions is like, I mean, the world is big, man. so I don't know what to say, man. If you tell me that your father has a mine, or that just, I don't know, you your brother owns a smelter, then yeah, why not, man? But I don't know, mate. I don't know what to say. It depends for each and everyone. But yeah, there is a lot of money to made in metals and minerals, but I don't know what to say. Are we going to have a new team? For the Amog is a part of the sales and commodity bootcamp. So I think this is what you are talking about. No, not yet, not yet. But I will make a video in the for the sales and commodity bootcamps, just for the people that want to carry on selling wood pallets. And as now I'm going to go to Romania to see Paul. Paul is my partner in the wood pallet business. We are going to see exactly how we want to integrate the people that want to carry on the job. What about the old guys? What am I? I algorithmic trade commodity futures on the side. Will any of my experience help with selling physical commodities location to? No, no. Yes, no, Jace. I think it's important to know the market, but I would say it's two different jobs. You know, of course, okay. Of course, your experience by trading commodity futures will help you in physical commodity. That's for sure. That's for sure. But it's two different things. You know, I know a lot of guys that don't know shit about futures, but they've been a commodity trader for 20 years and they are making a shitload of money because they are extremely good salesmen, they have good relationship with their clients and so on. And the hedging is done by the company. It's not really done by him, and he understands how it works, but it's not something that is involved. And I know other commodity traders that what they do is just trading, and they mostly speculate with the futures. So I don't know. Yes, it will help you. Okay. Yes, it will help you, but it's not. I mean, it's not a good edge. Which do you put as consignee? Jude, you need to give me more information. So I think I understand your question, but for the people that show, put your question in as a big comment, and then I can read it. Which name do you put as consignee, buyer, or shipment? Buyer, shipment. Arthur, man. If you sell DDP, you are not going to put. Honestly, this is. Are you speaking about the BL, I guess, or what? I mean, give more information, and I will answer. But if you're selling DDP, usually you don't really care to put any name if this is like on a BL, because you will be needed to unload it and then deliver to your client, and you need to pay for the VAT, you need to pay for the custom, and so on. So I don't know, man. Help me help you. Okay. Do you engage or have planned in metal and mineral in your bootcamp? No, not really. I maybe do something with recycling down the line. That's something that I may do for sure, but not with metals and minerals. And the reason is this: for the bootcamps, I needed to find like a commodity what was extremely with extremely how can I say scattered market with not big players, a lot of buyers, and so on. And wood pallet was perfect for that. But metals and minerals, no, because they only have few and full of buyers of both of them. So it's so there is not like enough potential clients, so people can really test their and train their sales skills. Okay. Way bill. You mean airway bill, Arthur? Be more specific, Jude. When is the next? There is not. I will put a video for the bootcamp with few information how we are going to do in the future, but there is no like proper next session. And by the way, this month we are making a killing with the wood pallet sales. I think Paul managed to sell like more than 10 trucks or something like this in April, which is extremely good because everyone said that, oh, wood pallet is there during the summer. It's going to be the summer. No one wants to buy, blah, blah, blah. Come on, we are selling a lot. Yeah, so Seda is one of the two students that meet the client and so on. So Seda was in the commodity sales bootcamp. And at the end of the bootcamp, we said, look, we have a charcoal to sell during the summer. So the charcoal, we have made one cell, one truck that should be shipped, I think, in a few weeks because the clients wanted to have his own brand, the bag, so it takes a little bit of time. So charcoal, this is what it's going. We had conversation with two retailers to sell charcoal to them. But with retailers, it's you need to give them like 60 days to pay. We are not sure about the and then so we need to factor the to do factoring so we can get the money right after we deliver, and we don't have to pay 60 days. And maybe with the retail, I mean, factoring is extremely expensive, so maybe we are not really making money with those retailers. So yeah, charcoal, I'm not really convinced that we are going to do a big volume this summer. But we'll see. It can still happen. I mean, we are only in April, and weather was shit in Europe, so we'll see. We also have a wood pallet. Sarah, by the way, we managed to sell like more than 10 trucks for this week, for this month in April. So wood pallet went well actually. Yeah, man. So Arthur, I mean, this is okay. If you sell DDP, my point is like usually you shouldn't put your client as a consignee on the bill of lading or C-Wable or whatever you call it, because you need to be the guy that import the good inside the country, do the VAT, do the custom clearance and everything. So your question makes no sense. So it should be your company that is on the consignee because you need to be you need to do all the process to import in the country. Or maybe you can find maybe a freight forwarding company that will do that for you, and then you should put their name on the consignee as a consignee. But then maybe you have other payment term with your client that I don't know. So it's not a good. I mean, the answer is not do this, do that. It's more complex. It depends on the structure of your deal. But from what you're saying and what the question that you're asking, I'm not sure you are selling with the right Incoterm to the guy. If I'm selling Tanzania gasoline specs, okay, CFR, what would the payment term be? Depend on the EBL figures X short times of at which point will the repeat transfer? So, dude, the risk is transfer. Check your Incoterm. So, if this is CFR, the risk is transfer. The risk transfer when it loads on the ship. So, and which is actually kind of weird with a CFR or CIF, because the risk transfer, even though the guy is not in charge of the vehicle, but yeah, man. And what would be the payment terms? I mean, payment term could be anything. When the payment term is not linked with the Incoterm, so you can have like as a payment term like 90 days from the BL date. So the guy pay you 90 days after the BL date, or you can have as a payment term 100% prepayment. So it has nothing to do with the Incoterm. But Jude, if you have question. But are you the guy that just roll in Shipping and Commodity Academy? So if that is the case, just you will have questions. I mean, there is going to be courses about this, and you just ask questions below the videos, and we will answer you extremely precisely. So glad I could help. Yeah. So guys, I'm going to stay a little bit more. So if you have like any more questions, just I'm here for you. And if I know the answer, I will answer. And if I won't, I will also answer. I turned, by the way, I turned 36 years old yesterday. No, 2 days ago. 36 years old. I'm about to be 40 in 4 years. I'm so old. But I'm still a child in my mind. This is what old people say. Like. Okay, I got this sweatshirt as a gift. It's nice. I've been operating an exporting business for corporation with focus on metals and minerals, but it's a controlled industry. Yes, it's a very, very difficult industry. Yeah. How can you help realign and re-engineer my product base? Jude, send me an email and explain exactly what you've been doing. Because yeah, man, this is very, very difficult. But have you done a deal? Have you already closed the deal? That's my first question. Thanks. Is it hard to start number? Jace, I don't know, man. Hard. I don't know what you mean by hard. Do you need money? Do you what does it mean? It's a simple business. Lumber or recycled scrap metal. It's a simple business. But then the difficulty is do you have the means to get it financed? Do you have a clients? Do you have a suppliers? Do you have an edge? In scrap metal, you can get an edge by doing the sourcing of the product, going getting close here, there, and that to make a full lot. Lumber market in the North America, I don't really know. I think there's a quite big company that do that. But I don't know hard. What do you mean by hard? But most of the time, to get a physical commodity trading going, a small one, you need to have finance, suppliers, and buyers. But I still think that recycled scrap metal is extremely good. It's a it's a very interesting opportunity for the next 15 years. We'll be missing like all the metals, so scrap is going to be a good way. Thanks. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. What? Don't say that. Thanks. Just one deal, but at least you did one. But did you close the deal as a broker, or you were really a trader and you purchased, take the risk on yourself, and then sell it back? Thanks. Yeah. Okay. As a broker, this is what I saw. Man, I can't honestly. I don't know what I can do for you. I think being a broker is a very, very bad place to be. I think it's you see my internet connection die when I speak about brokers. I think being a broker is a very bad place to be. I think that we are not in a market. I mean, that need brokers. Yeah, I think you should try to do something different than being a broker. And as a broker, the problem is not the product line or the product that you offer, but it's just that being a broker is useless most of the time. So this is why the market doesn't need brokers. This is why you are not able to close it. That's a good question. What is the riskiest trading decision you ever made? Riskiest. So okay. you can, okay, the biggest risk in commodity trading, and okay, so wrote that the people don't, if you have like an interview or whatever, but the biggest risk is your counterparty risk. So that means that the people that you deal with doesn't pay you whatever, or they fuck you over. And this is the biggest risk, because if you speculate, let's say you lose 20%, 30% of the value of the good, it's painful, but it's not as painful as losing 100% because of your counterparty. So the biggest risk is counterparty risk. Knowing that, we took extremely huge risk with counterparties, like shitty payment term and so on. But that was really not my risk, because I was an employee back then. So at the end of the day, this is the company risk. But yeah, we took very, very risky decision with payment term, usually like payment at the arrival of the port with no credit insurance or stuff like this. That usually you don't do that because it's stupid. But we made it work. But this, I think I would take, yeah. The riskiest decision was really extremely loose payment term. If you were to first start trading physical commodities, where are you? I can tell you what I'm doing right now. So we have this wood pellet things. I think biomass is very interesting where the world is going. I have a vision that we have now fossil fuel, and the people want to make you. People want to go from fossil fuel to synthetic fuel, like hydrogen or things like this. But come on, man, it's not going to happen the next 20, 30 years. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of capital to change those energy systems. So what we are going to do, I guess, is we are going to do one step in between, which is going to be the biofuel. So I think that everything biofuel, bio-related, and so on, it's a very good place to be. This is what we do with the Paul Gabriel and with the biomasses, with the wood pellet, and so on. So I think this is interesting. I'm dabbling with recycling. What we are doing in Africa, we buy stainless steel from the mines and ship them so they can be recycled. And so that's recycling. This is what I'm doing. I think it's very interesting, and that's pretty much it in terms of trading per se. Then I have involvement in other assets, but yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So what if you were to start trading physical? What? So yeah, I would do what I've just said, like everything biomasses, biofuel, and so on, and recycling metals. Can you connect the B2B? I can connect to my Wi-Fi. So, Gal, we still have like 18 people that are watching. So, thanks for all of you guys. This is cool. I think I've never had that much people, or maybe one day 30. But this is cool that you are taking that to comment on the live, ask questions, and so on. Please, guys, feel free to to ask a question. And I'm trying to be nice when I answer them. So, but yeah. So I'll be waiting for your question 2-3 more minutes, and then we'll call it. Attention, Michela. No, Edward, we can't talk more. Just send an email, and then I will. I or someone will. I will put you in contact with the guy which is in charge of that, and then see if there's something to do. But if you want to be a broker to broker deal, man, no, we are not interested, dude. As I said, man, there's like no way. Those markets doesn't need brokers. And I'm sorry to be blunt, so, everyone thinks that I'm an asshole, but I'm being blunt because this is for you, Edward. I'm trying to save your time. So just think about something else that you can do. I've done a lot of videos that explain, like, look, start trading with the smallest piece of stuff that you can do and build your company like that. It's going to pay off way more than still being a trader. I still trying to be a broker. Yes, of course, you can do that. Being a broker, it's called. And I just said what I thought about being a broker. Capital is a good question. I made a video about it. I think that you need enough capital to start at least to finance at least one cargo. So if you do, I don't know, like stainless steel, and it's 50K, 50,000 US dollar, one truck, then you need this as a starting capital. I think it's very, very difficult to start with lower than that. Because you need to understand that in commodity trading, there is always like other competitor, and they have the mean. They've been doing that for like 10 years. So why do you want to go and fight with them if you have no money and nothing? So you need to have at least enough to finance on one cargo. But this is if you want to start small and then grow slowly grow. Otherwise, you need way more commodity, way more capital. But I think recycling, to be honest, there is a lot of if you can source scrap, you have like a truck and something like this, and then you find a way to get scrap out of people. You can do well. A lot of people, and especially in North America, a lot of recyclers, guy that started a recycling company, are making millions, like 5 years down the line and so on. So I think it's a very hot market, very interesting market. Thanks for you to shop. So guys, thanks a lot for being on the live. As always, if you want to break into commodity shipping, into commodity trading, behind the video there is a link to the Shipping and Commodity Academy where we teach bases, so you can get an interview and then you can get hired. And yeah, man. This is it. I take this one. By which commodity would be best to sell in Europe, in your opinion? Again, it's like, what is your favorite drink? I mean, I don't know. Europe is dying. Like every year they are importing less commodities and so on. Europe is economically and in a very, very bad place, and it's going to be worse. All the commodity processors are moving out of Europe because of the cost of energy. I mean, I don't know what you want to sell in Europe. We sell wood pallets in Europe, wood pallets. So, but I don't know the best commodity to sell. Find an ingredient or raw material where you can do more than 10% margin, and this will be a perfect commodity. Thanks, Arthur. Thanks, Edouard. Have a good day, good night, wherever you are. Ciao.